Welcome to the first vlog for Halloween Readathon. This is a readathon that I am hosting where every long weekend, so Thursday night to Sunday night in your time zone, roughly 72 hours, but really do whatever you want, we will be investigating a haunted house. There is a house with 5 rooms for the 5 weekends. You can collect equipment, investigate ghosts, and move your way through the house. I will have the full announcement video linked in the description for you, but even if you missed this first weekend, you can still participate. You can take the weekdays to catch up. You can skip it. You can combine it with another weekend. I'm so excited for this readathon, like truly, really excited. I ran this readathon for 2 years. I skipped last year and it was just on my Patreon, but the format of Halloweekend with my TBR game, and I'm really excited for this. So here is the game board. I need to decide what room I am starting in. Looking at things, the room that is the one at the bottom, the green one, is definitely the hardest. I made it difficult to get to the equipment, which I do think I'm going to try to do. If you downloaded the board immediately after the announcement, I did accidentally swap the equipment and the ghost. So if you want to use the original version, cool. If you want to use it swapped where the ghost is easier to get to, also cool. I will be doing that. I'm looking over here because this is where the map is. So I know I'm not going to start in the green room because I want the equipment. I think I might start in the red library or the yellow bedroom. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is start in the yellow bedroom, go up to get the equipment, and then get the ghost, and then depending on how much time I have left will determine if I then go into the kitchen, the purple room, or the red library next. So each room has a different color, which means there's a different theme to it. So for yellow, I have to read something that is intimidating. This can be for so many different reasons. It can be the length, the author, the average rating, truly whatever. And then there's also activity prompts, which I can decide to do if I don't have anything that matches. So I have to be reading intimidating books, which I did not factor in when I decided to start with this one, but it's fine. I am just going to roll a digital die and we will go from there. So we will be starting with, is that a 2? I'm not even gonna get anything. Okay, so 1, 2, cool, great. So that is spot 9. So I need to read for prompt 9 on the yellow room. So that is to read a book written by a BIPOC author or do an anticipated fall activity. Okay, an intimidating book by BIPOC author. I'm gonna see what I have on my shelves from Libby from the library. So I'll let you know when I decide. So I am wearing the same shirt, but it is the next day. Let me tell you. I hosted sprints to kick off the readathon, and I had to film and edit a video to post this weekend. It ended up being 4 times as long as I thought it was going to take me because I had to add a lot of graphics. It was slowing my computer down. Things were lagging a lot. I forgot to film part of it, so I had to refilm part, put it in, and it was even worse because everything was lagging. Anyway, that took me to like 9 o'clock. And then after sprints, we were talking for a while. So I did read just a little bit, probably like 5 pages on sprints of Mongrels. And then The Life of the Showgirl came out last night. I listened to it at midnight. Today I've just been so low energy. I think because I had a lot of stuff that I was doing yesterday. A lot of energy like filming and hosting sprints and stuff like that. So I was just kind of like existing, and then sorry I've like not talked about books at all yet. I need to clean the carpet in my bedroom. We have 2 cats and a dog, and their hair gets just like in carpets. Listen, if you have cats, vacuuming is not enough. Anyway, so we have to like deep clean the carpets with like a big cleaning like vacuum type kind of thingy. I don't know what it's actually called. Anyway, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna vacuum before I do that, and I was also just like getting the dust off the windowsill and accidentally sucked up the like cord for the blinds. Oh, it's actually the same. So it's this, but the one in my bedroom has 3 on it for some reason, so they got stuck in the vacuum. I had to go buy a security drill bit because there's like it was a star-shaped one with a hole in the middle, So nothing in my house fit that. Anyway, long story short, I have read a little bit more I Am 10% a Mongrels, and I'm going to have to DNF it. I have not wanted to pick up this book. I'm devastated because I love Stephen Graham Jones. Where are my books? Oh, I went to a book event, the National Book Festival, in September, and I got some of my books signed by him. The line was really long, so it was just a signature and no personalization. I haven't looked at these. I literally just took it out of the bag, but My Heart is a Chainsaw. There's a chainsaw stamp in it. Incredible. This one, I think, is my favorite of his. Like, favorite book of the year I read it. Favorite book of the year I read it. So, I love his stuff. I just read his short story in like the Amazon Shivers collection. Oh, this one's a blue pen, and I really enjoyed that one. So I am bummed, but nothing is happening. Also a red pen. I just can't do it, and I'm not wanting to read because of it, so I will be DNFing it. The good thing is he has so many books that, like, will I ever read all of them? No, and not all of them can work for me. Like, he has this whole page, and this came out in 2019, so, like, a lot of these and a lot of other ones I've read and have come out since then. Anyway, I don't need to justify this. I generally do really like Stephen Graham Jones and his books. I like his writing, but there feels like there's no plot, and I just rewatched Kayla's video where she talked about it. And she also said there was no plot for a while. She did end up giving it 4 stars, but I just don't think that I can read a book that has no plot at the moment. So I'm sadly going to DNF it. I am going to count DNFs for this readathon. So we are going to move on. I just need something fast paced. I don't know, something else. So we are going to move 4 more. Because I only rolled a 2 the first time, and I am very behind considering I didn't read all day and we're already 24 hours down, I am going to do an activity prompt. So I am going to just like kind of pick up the equipment. So I'm either going to do the reading prompt or the activity prompt for the equipment, and then I'm going to do the activity or read the prompt for the other square, unless I can pick one that doubles up both prompts. I'm looking at my shelves, and there are a couple that I think are faster paced, so I want to try to get. So let's look at this. Moving 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that puts us on the equipment. So that is to read a book with technology on the cover or get a spooky book. Ooh. Okay, and then for the 4th spot, I can either go to the spot to the left and get prompt 2, or I can go to 5 right below it. I think either of those would be the same to get to the ghost. So 2 is to read a book with LGBTQ plus rep, or 5 is to read an author's debut book. Once again, I'm gonna look at my shelves, see what options I have, see what I have available from the library, and most importantly, I need to pick something fast-paced. Hello, I am here hanging out. Winston is just kind of staring at me like, why are you talking now? What do you think, Winston? You just want me to pet you instead? So cute. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of lay down like this so I can pet him and still talk to you. You are so cute. So, the carpet situation. I finally got the vacuum thing situated. So today I had to re-vacuum, which gave me flashbacks, and then I took some time doing the like actual, I don't know if it's technically called shampooing, I guess, the shampooer, like upright, like deep cleaning carpet thingy. Cat hair just truly gets caked in carpet, especially from the other cat, Nova. So Adam has bad allergies, and yes, we do have 2 cats and a dog. So regular vacuuming isn't enough all the time. I know you are really excited about my my random house stuff. I am reading This Girl's a Killer. I started this last night and read a little bit this morning, and I'm 107 pages in, and I'm having the best time with this This kind of reminds me a little bit of, not Finlay Donovan, because that is more accidental. What is the book I'm thinking of? I don't know. Once I figure it out, I will let you know. But we are following Cordelia, and she is a killer of bad men. She decides when these men are awful, horrific, she decides that they deserve to be punished for what they have done. And she has this like murder room in her possession and murders bad men. She also now is in a bit of a little pickle because her day job, while she's not murdering men, is to be a pharmaceutical rep. So she's like out there promoting these different drugs to doctors. The one that she is kind of the lead seller on is a repurposed Viagra, pretty much. But it's being prescribed to women to help with something specific, but there's now side effects that were not previously discovered, and it seems like she might be like in this weird legal situation because of it. And because of that, she's nervous because if she is personally looked into too much, then are they gonna find out the whole murdering situation? She has a whole setup for this. Like, she has not been caught. The problem too is that on the news they're now talking about how there might be this serial killer, which happens to be her, but there's been no bodies found. She is a very funny main character. We are also watching her interact with her best friend and her best friend's daughter. And she, what is her name? Diane. Diane has now started dating this guy that Cordelia does not like, and she's trying to figure out if he also needs to be offed. There's a teenage daughter named Samantha, but she calls her Sugar, but like they've been friends since college and everything, so they're very, very close, but nobody knows about the whole murdering situation. So she's trying to keep her relationship good with Diana. Is it Diana or Diane? I already forget. Diane. So she's trying to keep everything good with that, make sure she's okay, protecting them because of this guy, Simon. He was just like generally creepy. And then there's the stuff going on with the pharmaceutical stuff because she's trying to protect her other things. This is so fast paced, it's so entertaining. I would say it's like slightly gory, but the things aren't really like on page in the way that they are in horror books. Like, it's mentioned, but we're not like getting like disturbing, gross, like super detailed explanations of anything. So if you like truly like no gore, gross stuff, then like maybe not, but I don't think it's anything that's like really bad. So I'm 100 pages in. It is like 3 o'clock, so I'm going to sit down and hopefully read a big chunk of this because I want to finish it today and start the next book. Also, I have completed the equipment thing because it was to get a spooky book, and I ordered my book of the month box, which is Play Nice by Rachel Harrison and the new Kelly Armstrong, because I really enjoyed I'll Be Waiting from her last year. So I don't have it in my possession, but I did get them, so they're on their way to me. So I've now collected the equipment. I gotta make my way to this ghost. I'm running out of time, I fear. So yeah, that'll be interesting to complete this weekend. I have been listening to and reading along for This Girl's a Killer. I am pretty far in. I have made it almost 300 pages in, and this is so fun. I know earlier I said not Finlay Donovan, but I am getting those vibes. There's a best friend who's not involved in the same way, but impacts the story. There is humor, there's hijinks. It's ridiculous, it's over the top, it is silly, and it's just so fun. Our main character has a lot of stuff in her past that she is dealing with that has influenced the decisions she has made to lead her to where she is. I'm liking the different storylines with the whole pharmaceutical thing because that is impacting a lot of her decisions because she can't get caught with that because she can't get caught with this other stuff. I just think this is fun. It's fun. It's fast-paced. It's engaging. I am rooting for our main character. It is definitely the good for her, supporting women's wrongs kind of story. I'm just having a really great time with it. I don't know if it's going to be quite 5 stars by the time that I'm done, but it might be, just considering how much fun I have had with it. There are some things that I'm like, that doesn't quite make sense, but you know, that's fine. I've been entertained. Like, there's been some really funny moments, and I'm just enjoying it. That's it. And honestly, it's kind of exactly what I expected going in, which helped because I needed something that was going to be like this. And if it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, I would have been extra disappointed. Outside of this video, I DNF'd 2 books before starting this. So then DNFing the first book in here too was 3 in a row. And it's like, I gotta read something fast paced, something fun, something that's going to hold my attention the whole time. And I have succeeded in picking a good book for that. I finished This Girl's a Killer and I had so much fun with it. I think I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. There was just like something about it that I wasn't completely obsessed with it, but like truly it was so much fun. I would recommend it. It feels like a mix of They Never Learn by Lane Fargo, who actually blurbed it. The front is blurbed by Jesse Q. Sutanto, and then the back is blurbed by Lane Fargo. So I would say it's a mix of that and things like Finley Donovan. So I thought it was fun. I would really recommend this one. If you're looking for a fun book that doesn't take itself too seriously, but has a lot of really good discussions. I mean, yes, there is like the whole illegal aspect of this, but these men sucked, and there's a lot of like social commentary with all of the things that they were being awful about. So we need to roll to get our next read. Here's the thing. I have less than 24 hours left. So we're gonna definitely do at least 1 activity prompt, but I think 2 more. I'm actually gonna also roll with 2 dice now, because really I would like to be done in like 3 rolls. So 2 activities and a book. 11. That was a lot higher than I was expecting. Okay, so we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pick up the ghost and then keep moving. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this puts us on spot number 8, which is to read a book with yellow on the cover or get another spooky book. So technically I did get 2 whenever I ordered my book of the month box, but let me look at my shelves real quick and see if there's anything that I want to read or have the audiobook for now. Okay, so I am gonna read a book with yellow on the cover. It's a little orangey, so like, you know, it is what it is, but I will be reading Cicada by Tanya Pell. I feel like this is especially orange, but this could be yellow. It also could be orange, but we're gonna stretch it. So this is a part of the Killer VHS series. I have read Candy Cane Kills and Candy Cane Kills Again, and I loved them, especially the first one. So I want to read more in the series. It's like Goosebumps for adults, kind of. This is following Ash, who is stranded at a rural horror film festival about a giant killer cicada and can't decide what's worse, the movie or her idiot boyfriend, until she realizes she's starring in the bloody sequel and people start dying and the locals won't let them leave. I actually have started this one. I started this like 2 days ago during the readathon on my Kindle before bed, but I'm 12 pages in because I make it just a couple pages and I promptly pass out. So her boyfriend sucks, and I can confirm that. So I will have to be reading this outside of my bed as well, because I won't make it if that's the only place I'm reading. I'm excited for this one. Really excited. I literally forgot about the whole ghost, which is why I went to that part of the board anyway. So for this, I have to read a book that can spell witch on the cover or make a fall inspired item. On the cover is vague, so I might be able to double this up and spell witch. Are we counting like here where it, well, on the side that is clearly a W? I think yes. So I have W here and then I, T, C, H. And because I got the equipment, I can ignore that or the theme of intimidating. So if you don't want me to count this W, this is still intimidating for me because there's no audiobook and I have zero focus, especially right now. So even without cheating, since I got the equipment, I can ignore the prompt and just pick something intimidating. So I'm going to double up for the ghost and for the other prompt to get this. So I'll finish this and then I only need one more thing. We'll see if I can get to another short book or if I'm going to do whatever the activity is. I was going to move my whole setup because I've been sitting in this chair a lot and I'm really close to the camera now. But Winston is so cute and I just could not disturb him. I am to chapter 13 of Cicada, which is roughly 85 pages in. Where is my bookmark? Also, I don't think I've shown you these in this vlog, but this is the bookmark for the readathon. It's so pretty with the holographic foiling. There are ghosts in both of the windows over here and then this one out here, and I just love it so much. It's so shiny and pretty, so I wanted to show it off real quick. So in this, we are following Ash, and her and her boyfriend are going on this trip that I think I told you about. So they get to this gas station and there's this like seemingly nice but kind of creepy older lady that works there, and she kind of like judges both of them. They are, I think, do they call themselves hooligans? No, that sounds silly. Maybe though. Anyway, they get into trouble a lot. They aren't like the picture perfect teenagers, whatever, and they don't like each other. They don't get along, and this lady was very clear about not liking especially the guy, Richie. He is so frustrating. They clearly like shouldn't be together, but I don't think he should be with anybody because he is just horrific. Everything he says is like just gaslighting, and he is cheating on her and she knows it and confronts him, and he's like, no, that's just my brother. And it's just like, he's awful. He sucks so much. So she ends up like bumping into this guy and kind of flirting with him, and they start to interact because there's a culmination of things that leads Richie to being separated from Ash. So we are just watching them kind of be in this town because the lady from the gas station mentioned it and said that there was this horror film festival, and it is this home movie kind of like cult classic that this town called Revelation, which is something. They are obsessed with this. It's a whole thing. There's like cicada merch you can buy. Listen, have you seen a cicada in real life? Because I have, and they are disgusting. The fact that they just live underground and then they come out just to do it and then leave their little shells everywhere. No. As a child, they would just be everywhere. Also, like, here's the thing. First of all, I don't understand how bugs climb up walls in the first place. But, like, they would be stuck on trees on the side. How do you just kind of, like, stick to the side of a tree? I don't understand. So anyway, their shells are just stuck there, and, like, the shell has kind of an eye to it. It's so disturbing. Like, I'm like very disgusted by them, but also very much remember like my siblings and I scaring each other with these cicada shells. Where I am now, they are really starting to learn more about this movie and everything that comes with that, with the town. Things are weird. There's been weird sightings and just various like strange things going on. People in the town are acting a little weird, things like that. So none of the like true horror has kicked in at this point, but it's very clear that something is wrong even outside of the synopsis. The synopsis does say that she finds herself as like some version of being like in the plot of the movie. So I'm curious how that is all going to come into effect. There's been like a thing, but I don't know the plot of the movie. I don't know anything about that, so I'm not sure what kind of thing this is going to turn into. I feel it's going to be very disgusting because the idea of giant killer cicadas, horrific. Cicadas are already disgusting, and then one the size of a large man, absolutely not. I have finished Cicada. I did enjoy this. I think I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars. The second half of this was so fast paced. It was action packed. Things were always moving. There was some gross bug stuff. It was what I kind of expected from the book earlier on, but I just wanted like a little bit more from it. I wanted more insight. I don't necessarily want more explanation, but I wish that we got a little more about why everything was happening. Not explanation on a specific thing, but I guess more of the reasonings behind people's reactions to that thing. I would recommend it though. I think it's fun. If you are looking for something that is goosebumps for adults, this series I think is really, really great. I think that there was like more to be said in terms of commentary on things in Candy Cane Kills, which is why I liked that one more. But the series is like seriously such a fun time. So I would recommend it. There was some moments with the bug stuff that I was like, nope. I was expecting not that as the bug related horror. So I did like this and I'm glad that I read it. So that completes this prompt. We have to roll again. Since I rolled 2 last time, I'm going to again. We only need 3. So we got 8. So moving us 1, 2, 3 takes us to the final spot. If you're participating, if you don't want to do this prompt, you can. Like if you don't specifically land on it, you can just end there. That's cool. I am going to do the prompt because it is to read a book with a favorite trope, which like I would love to do, but I am out of time considering it's 7:45 p.m. But I can recommend you some spooky books. So I have 2 to recommend to you. One is more of like a general, just creepy book, and that is Pen Pal by Dathan Auerbach. This is a bit older, so I haven't seen it around quite as much. It is 6 interconnected stories that don't seem connected, but they are. And we are watching this guy reflect on his life, looking back on these stories and realizing that there was something really sinister going on at these points in his life. One of my all-time favorite horror books, truly obsessed. And then the other one is a haunted house book, and that is Day of the Door by Laurel Hightower. This is one of my favorite books of last year. It is following a YouTube crew that is setting up to investigate this haunted house because a mom who is estranged from her kids has called them and she wants to kind of confess everything, but does she really want to do that? And we are learning about this haunted house and doing some explorations and stuff with that. So I have completed the first weekend of Halloweekend Readathon, Mongrels, This Girl's a Killer, and Cicada. I had a really good time. I'm excited to continue. Got my equipment, got the ghost, and I moved through the room. Just a reminder, everything is linked in the description if you want to figure out more details and participate in the rest. Feel free to make that work however it works best for you, but let me know if you have any questions. If you made it to the end and want to leave me an emoji to say you were here, you can leave me a bug emoji for Cicada. I'd also love to know if you have any spooky book recommendations to share as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!